Well, it's interesting. I'm looking at other plays that I have directed in my time here. And right about the time when I first did the Caucasian Chalk Circle, I was tremendously influenced by the theatre of Brecht, by his ideas, by his dramatic structure. I grew up in theatre. I was very fortunate to be a student in London in the early 1960s when the Royal Shakespeare Company established their London base. And my college, King's College, was just literally across the road from them. And so for about 4 years, I saw almost everything the Royal Shakespeare Company did. And a little bit later, when I was a graduate student, I saw a lot too. And when I look at some of my stuff, I find myself rather sort of surprised that they say, gosh, how much I'm imitating what was being done by the Royal Shakespeare Company there, which was basically a sort of an epic style theatre which was applied to Shakespeare, and indeed they did Brecht and they did many other playwrights. But it's always been, the epic theatre has always been a style of theatre that I've enjoyed. This is particularly challenging because it's a whole series of small roles, small scenes. And they follow one after the other, sort of a cinematic sort of thing. And the great skill, the great challenge for the director is to build up momentum, so you sort of, the action gets more and more exciting as we go on. Everybody, of course, thinks about Bertolt Brecht, that he's famous for the idea of alienated theatre, and they think alienated theatre means that the audience should sit back and be very indifferent to what is happening on stage. Well, that's absolutely completely untrue. Brecht really wanted an audience that was tremendously committed, but tremendously committed not only emotionally but also intellectually, that they think as they feel. And I always feel that that is one thing that theatre can do that almost no other art form can. I'm quite sure a large number of people would question me on this, but I find, for example, when I go to the movies, which I love, I just sort of sit back and generally indulge myself in them. But when I go to the theatre, I don't only indulge, I also find myself, by the best productions, forced to think. And that's what I'm hoping we might get here. That in fact, this play might encourage the audience to think anew about the world that they find themselves in now.